Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. So in today's video, we'll be discussing the best racing wheels of 2022. All the links to the products are given in the description below. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Number 1. Logitech G920. With the device, steering is a complete joy. With an outstanding 900 degrees of rotation, it seems more like a genuine car than an arcade toy resting in your hands. One of the best mid-tier force feedback motors available adds to the movement's remarkable smoothness. When you hit other cars, clatter over curbs, or kiss the Armco, yes, or smash into it at 200 miles per hour, strong forces push and pull in response to your steering inputs, giving you the impression that you're actually in control of a real car. The positioning of the B button is a touch uncomfortable given that it is the only way to apply the handbrake. Despite the excellent ergonomics, if you're skilled enough to choose manual gears, the paddle shifters are well made and feel great in your hands. It's hardly a perfect fusion of gameplay and form though. If you play any game that requires quick steering motions like Dirt Rally, Gravel, or WRC 18, you'll discover that you frequently need to shift gears when you can't remember where the levers are. Because the wheel is upside down, you might find yourself fumbling for the nearest lever when upshifting rather than downshifting. Yes, you should probably always be aware of which way the wheel is facing, but while you're in a four-wheel slide, it's much easier said than done. Number 2. PXN V311. PXN has created the PXN V311 racing wheel, a small Formula 1 style wheel for gamers. It has a robust ABS frame and is constructed of black plastic. At the 10 and 2 o'clock positions, rubberized grips make up most of the wheel. There are 2 buttons located between your thumbs. These can be changed on a PC and are comparable to console controllers, triggers, and bumpers. Even after hours of non-stop racing, the grips are lovely, comfy, and won't let your hands slip. The 2 built-in vibration motors' motion is also effectively transmitted by them. Fully cross-platform steering is available with the PXN V311 racing wheel. You may play almost any game on any device because it supports PC and all popular consoles. Because of this, it's an excellent option for those that own many game systems. You can use this same control scheme to play Grand Theft Auto on your Xbox and Forza on your PC. Similarly, the D input option ensures strong compatibility, even with older games. The lack of a clutch pedal and the general plastic nature of the pedals let us down. However, they'll continue to function flawlessly if you don't mistreat them. Number 3. HORI. For gamers who can't quite rationalize spending more than $100 on the enthusiast kit from Logitech and Thrustmaster, there is the HORI Racing Wheel Apex, WRA. In fact, if you want fully loaded racing gear, you might easily spend more than £500 in this industry. The WRA is also a wheel for casual and arcade racer fans rather than racing sim aficionados. Spending more money on the Thrustmaster T150 or Logitech G920, if you fall into this latter category, won't be wasted. The sections of the wheel you handle are composed of rubber and are of decent quality plastic, much like those on the Thrustmaster T150. Therefore, even while using the HORI WRA isn't as enjoyable as using a proper force feedback wheel, it feels much less demanding. For instance, it will happily draw power from a PS4 or PC's USB port without needing a power adapter. However, utilizing a USB extender cable caused the wheel to disengage when the rumbling motor was at its maximum capacity. Instead of a problem with the wheel itself, this is probably due to the extender cable being particular about conveying enough electricity. Number 4. Thrustmaster Ferrari 458. Racing wheel made by Thrustmaster TX, as fancy as you'll find on the high street, the Ferrari 458 Italia edition is a high-end racing wheel. This fantastic wheel offers improvements that rival Logitech's current models don't. But at £259, it's a significant purchase, and if you genuinely get into sim racing, you might want to upgrade your pedals. It has an engine start button and is exactly resembling the genuine Ferrari's 458 steering wheel. Of course, it will be assigned to some other function since racing games typically don't require you to start the car. Most of the wheel's exterior portion is constructed of plastic and rubber. The Thrustmaster's TXR Typically, although the Thrustmaster TX Racing Wheel Ferrari 458 Italian Edition wheel contains buttons that correspond to the Xbox One controller's primary functions, you still need a gamepad nearby to navigate the console's menu because it lacks a D-pad. Racing Wheel Ferrari 458 Italia Edition is only compatible with the Xbox One and PC, but the company sent us a PS3/PS4 and PC version instead. It requires utilizing the T300 wheelbase rather than the TX1, and I'm not entirely sure why this arrangement isn't readily available at the Thrustmaster store. Number 5. Thrustmaster T150 RS. The Thrustmaster T150 Pro's design is all around the PlayStation, which is the first thing one notices about it. One may be excused for missing the fact that the wheel is PC compatible when glancing at the face of it. You'll get all the standard dual shock buttons along with the large PlayStation logo in the center. From the D-pad, start, share, and even the L3 and R3 buttons on the side to the triangle, circle, X, square, L2, and R2 inputs. Since the analog sticks are the only item absent, you can practically control every system feature by turning the wheel alone. The Thrustmaster T150 Pro is notable for having force feedback motors with a hybrid belt and gear system integrated into its base. By letting the wheel offer varying degrees of resistance depending on what's happening in the game you're playing, they want to give you accurate feedback. This includes the wheel battling you during challenging bends or braking, shaking based on how harsh the terrain is during bumps and even with tiny bumps and crashes. Number 6. PXN V900. As its name suggests, the PXN V900 steering wheel is the star attraction. It has a diameter of 11 inches, comparable to a typical racing wheel. The wheel has rubberized grips and is made of black ABS plastic. This makes it cozy to hold and keeps it from slipping while being used. It has 2 separate modes depending on the game you're playing. It will rotate 270 degrees while in the first mode. This is intended for racing games like Need for Speed or Forza. It rotates 900 degrees in the second mode. You can spin the wheel almost 1.5 times in either direction when in this mode. Although it can be used for various driving games, it is primarily intended for truck simulators. We really enjoyed the PXN V900's compatibility with practically every gaming platform. It works with the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch in addition to the PC. You must plug the steering wheel directly into the controller of the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One to connect. You don't have to be stuck with a dud if you experience any problems. PXN provides a 12-month warranty protecting you if something goes wrong. So that's all for today's video, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, please do like, share, and subscribe. Also share to your friends and family.